Whoa. Yeah. Let's talk about the crypto news today. Bitcoin is doing well. Jupe, there's a whole lot of good stuff happening, but there's a whole lot of people being marked as Sybils, and there's some airdrops in the AI space with one token that has just dropped 15 seconds ago. Something, or not quite that, but very recently. Let's get into the news. So we'll start here just very quickly with a general view that there's more and more demand coming from the individual states for strategic Bitcoin reserves. This one is from Texas. And of course, it's a bill that needs to be voted on and passed and all that sort of stuff. And I have no idea how bureaucratic that would be, but it wouldn't be easy. Thus far, we've got Florida, Alabama, New Hampshire, Pennsylvania, Ohio, North Dakota, Oklahoma, and Texas. This is history in the making, literally. And this is very bullish for Bitcoin. It's very bullish for altcoins as well. Yesterday, obviously, the markets picked up significantly, which was like fantastic. But I'm going to show you a few other tools that will be helpful to mark when things can start to increase the price or dip in prices as well. One really good tool. In particular, though, when ETFs see massive inflows, that is very bullish, and a significant amount, almost $1 billion into Bitcoin yesterday. Now, this is from Jason Pizzino. I'm going to just hide myself here and go through this because this is a very decent tool to keep in mind. And by the way, at the very end, we'll take like 5 minutes of questions or so. So Jason Pizzino is a trader. He only trades. He's a friend of mine. He's a very good trader. He doesn't like follow the fundamentals or anything like that. And he's got his own group and channel. You can check him out. But essentially, USDT dominance, which hopefully this is going to be relevant for quite some time, but it may be slightly changing with the fact that it's not allowed in Europe and whatnot. But in general, like if we can't see it like here, maybe we're going to see stablecoin dominance. But essentially, when this is very high, then it means that people are rotating out of Bitcoin and ETH and Sol and the bigger alts, and they're going straight into USDT for safety. And then when the dominance decreases, so this means the total percentage of the total crypto market cap, when that decreases, that means we're looking at like a Bitcoin all-time high or like a high coming in. So here, this goes back, this is in December, this is November. So November, we can see the 4.9% worth of USDT. It dropped all the way down to 4.2%. We had that Bitcoin all-time high. And then, price changed a little bit, and then all-time high again, and so on. And we're getting down to this range here. And if it breaks down, particularly the 3.7 level, then it's off to the races again. So if the dominance level, if it starts to continue to trend, and if it gets down to 3.7 or lower, then Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol should all moon. However, his idea is end of a cycle is if we saw 5.5%. So if billions, tens of billions, maybe hundreds of billions started to flow into USDT, and it went way above 5.5% all the way up here, then that could be a bit of the end of the cycle. So that's pretty epic for you to use just when you're checking, like, should I be DCAing more into Bitcoin this week or whatnot? You can use this as a bit of a guide. You can use it in like conjunction with RSI and MACD and any other indicators, including just general trends that you may be keen to have a look at. This is some bearish news, but I don't have a whole lot of details. But Upbit, which is South Korea's largest exchange and the massive in Southeast Asia, massive in Asia in just general, they have been told to suspend operations over 700,000 KYC violations. Final penalty set for January 21st. I only just heard about it. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to be able to buy more time. However, we'll see. We'll wait and see what happens. Having a look at the general market, whole lot of green with Sol, which is fantastic. Did you buy the dip? Did you actually buy the dip? ETH down a little bit. BTC is around 100. XRP army's finally coming back. XRP is finally, it's at a point where it last was, I think, in 2017. Did nothing the previous cycle. And I did mention a little while ago, and I did even a video on XRP. Not that I'm bullish on it, but it has mainstream attention of normies, and normies do bring in money. When the money comes in, big hedge funds, big crypto trading firms, they know what it is. It happened with Solana last cycle, and they will long the heck out of that, or they'll short the heck out of that when it's the right time to do so. In general, though, Sol has been the biggest performer in the last 24 hours and 7 days as well. XRP is just taking off. Doge is doing really well and whatnot. So all in all, we are plenty of green in the market, and don't fade things like XRP, because you know that deep down they're silly things. Sorry to offend anyone, but they don't have a whole lot of great attention. The reason is, you can watch my video on it. People think that one XRP token will go to $10,000, and that's why they will buy. We got a little bit fearful, not too fearful though, and we're back up to greedy. With Trump coming in so quickly, and there's so much pro crypto in that stuff, in that vibe, in that cabinet, in that group of I don't know, Congress members. I don't know the exact group, but basically it's a pro government. It's a pro government for crypto, which is good. The cycle will still play like the cycle plays, but it will be far more lucrative in 2025, in my opinion. Please lock in, don't over leverage, etc. Let's have a look at the Solana calendar. Come on down to the 16th. There's a few things here. We're going to go over all of them, but whenever you're too busy, just bookmark this and just check, because there's stuff that I don't want you to miss, and it'll take you 2 minutes to click on different random things. Let's talk about Jupe. So before we get into, actually, we'll talk about this quickly, and then we'll get into the FUD from the Sybils, or the people that have been marked as Sybils. So if you use 8 Pro, I don't know the cutoff date. Maybe it was more recent than the beginning of November, but then you're also going to get, you're eligible for a round of Jupe. So if you checked out 8 Pro, then you could get a nice little Jupe stimulus. Also, if you use BonkBot, which many of you do, go and grab that address and go check that in the airdrop checker, because they quite often use Jupe as a pathway as well. And then to claim that, you can just import the private key from BonkBot into the Jupe mobile wallet or whatever. But we'll work out the Jupe mobile stuff later on. Now, exactly the exact method on how this has been calculated, no one is completely familiar with. This person here did a whole lot of DCAing and asked, can you please explain how my millions of dollars in DCA volume only qualified me for tier 8 of the expert airdrop? So they got a decent chunk as it was, but if we scroll on down, we can see they're buying like 8 Sol, 33 Sol, 2 Sol, like a huge amount in DCA, and they actually didn't get a whole lot. So Meow said, they'll look into it, but there will be people like this. And you can jump on a Twitter space and keep on asking the same question. I just tuned into the Jupe Twitter space, and I'm a direct person, so I'll be direct. Listen, if someone asks the same question, don't ask the same question again. I heard 3 different people, and I'm going to be honest, with a lower IQ than what is needed to make it in crypto, to be perfectly honest. So work harder and listen. And they just kept on asking the same question. So we'll go over the Sybil stuff in a second. But please, just keep on learning. Keep on learning. I know it's hard sometimes, but just listen to other people and learn. We'll go over the Sybil stuff and stop asking the same question multiple times. People will just you're unlikely to be helped if you don't even listen for 20 seconds beforehand. So Slog has put out the top 5 questions answered regarding this. If you've been marked as a Sybil, when can you go and claim or put in a ticket? This would be after Cat Symbol. So Cat Symbol ends on the 26th. I doubt there's going to be a form ready on the 27th. Maybe by the 1st or 2nd of Feb, let the team kind of fly back to Singapore, undo their jet lag, do their laundry, and then get back into it. I don't have an exact date, but you'll go into the Discord. You'll be very mindful of scammers. Not that there's very good security in that Discord, but you'll be mindful. This is a coveted event. There's a lot of people pretending to be Jupiter. You'll go there. You will go. There'll be a form you'll have to fill out, or a ticket you have to form out. You'll have to put in the details. We'll do one together, or something like that, so you know what to do. I haven't been marked as a Sybil as far as I'm aware, but that's when you can actually work out, how to get your Jupe. So you're not going to be a little bit late to getting your Jupe, and that's okay. You have 3 months to do this. So you can do it all the way until April. You've got time. Then there's a few other details which I won't go through. The Jupuverse profile, some it's working for, some it's not working for. So check it out. If it's not working, don't have to ping or open a ticket necessarily. They are aware that it's kind of has a few issues. Just give another day, then try again. And if it's one day before the actual claim goes live, then open a ticket. They're going to have thousands of tickets. The live stream yesterday that they put out had 441,000 views. It's like a lot of airdrop farmers, a lot of people that are low value, a lot of people that are high value, but in general, there will be people that fell through the cracks. You can read through everything. Good Cats will be distributed separately, and the form will be open until February. Don't have an exact date, but I'll let you know when it is. And you'll have to claim each allocation separately. So that's basically that. I listened to this. You can listen live right now if you like, or you can listen to the recording. And yeah, it's a good idea to listen to this. And yeah. All right. AI stuff. AI is obviously where the party's at. And I actually saw something interesting from Masari, which I'll share as well. So this is from Send AI. They put on this track, and we had 3 winners: Hive, which has Buzz, Join Function, which is the personal agent protocol. May as well follow all these, to be perfectly honest. And Jailbreak Me, which is an AI security platform where users can earn bounties by breaking other AI agents or whatever. So since that came out, Buzz just jumped on a moon candle, up kind of 37%, which was decent. Now it's kind of consolidated. Not a whole lot of volume, just the same as before, but a whole lot more volume, just pumping it up. I don't have any Buzz, but one in my team has been DLMing it actively. Function as well, another decent candle here. When the news came out, like up 28%. Once again, don't hold any of that. And I don't hold any Jail, but this did pretty damn well, coming up and then going up even higher because it had a lower market cap. I haven't done a review of either of any of them, but they'll all be linked below, and you're welcome to have a look into them. They've won hackathons. You have to keep in mind that a lot of things that do win hackathons never actually eventuate to be something. But building in the AI bot space is probably far easier than anything else before, because there's so much attention on it. There's so many resources on it. You're not building a game. You just need like a website and a back end and a bot and whatnot. And it's probably going to, like, what I'm trying to say is the success rate of these projects should hopefully be higher. But how do you even find out what's going on? There are so many different projects out there, and most of them have no value accrual, but it's just a meta, it's a narrative. And this is where goatindex.ai comes in, the Solana AI hackathon. So this has been launched today, and it was just launched just before we went live. And essentially what they're building is there's all these different hackathon people and non-hackathon AI projects that are gaining a whole lot of followers, but you have no idea what's decent. So they've got a couple of milestones. The first thing is to have like a dashboard, which is out. And then they're doing a massive airdrop. So you may be eligible for this. We can do a dedicated short live stream on it once we have more information, but it's just too new right now. But you can have a look here. And their roadmap is MVP, so a minimal viable product, like the basic thing that you need in order to have some sort of product or function, is indexing. This is complete. Then an AI index. This is beta launch, so I'll see if I can get access. And then a few other things. So I imagine you're going to need that token in order to access it. So there's no token is tradable yet, but there was one that came out. So the website here is just goatindex.ai. This is their dashboard. I haven't gone through it yet. I only just found it, but we will spend a little bit of time on it before tomorrow's live stream, and we'll talk about this. Their token that went live is AI. This is 349, just 10 minutes before the stream. 64 likes. How many likes now? 212. So it does have a decent amount of attention, and it just rocketed off straight up in the first 30 seconds. I bought some here. I threw it into DLMM. I rushed it. It was a minute before the live stream, and I didn't set it up quite well. And even though I printed fees, I put it in, and the pool was out of sync, and I lost money. But I started another DLMM pool. We'll have a quick look on that and see how that's going. It is ranging in this nice range. For how long, I don't know. No one's going to know, but I could show you what we'll do here. Right, this is on a 30-second chart, but like this would have to come on down, and maybe 30 seconds is a little bit too aggressive. There's a whole lot of fluctuations here, but we'd want the MACD, which I can't even see for some reason. Why not? Maybe it's too new. I'm not entirely sure. Look, you may even just want to just take a risk. The thing is, all these tokens that kind of integrated or looking after M3 or M3, they tend to go to 100 million. 100 million is definitely a stop. And then, but I mean, they're not launched with M3, but they're looking after M3. I think it's worthy of a little bit of attention, but I don't know what the fair value for this is. So I went in through, I put in a little bit of Sol and no AI. I was just hoping to kind of dip down and come back up. It dipped down a little bit, it generated a little bit of fees, but we can go and do it again, maybe. Let's just refresh and see if there's more pools. AI. There's now a lot of pools, and there's a frick ton of TVL, so there's a lot of attention on this. So if we go back to GMGN, we can see what we're looking like right now in terms of volume. Where is our volume? So it's been going for not too long. It's at 5.3 million. It's 20 minutes or so. That's pretty decent. The TVL has grown. Let's just see if we can go quickly to Jupe and maybe just go and throw into a pool so I can show you what we're kind of looking at. The TVL, the value based on the TVL is probably low because it hasn't been running for a really long time. I would skip all these pools here. I haven't checked out GooseDAO to see what they're doing. Nasty, huge amount there. However, people will not be using this 5%, so that's going to stop printing. This should probably be the better pool to do. Or, yeah, I mean, this is kind of a little bit too low, too high. So I'll jump into this. Let's just quickly go and grab. We don't have a whole lot. We've got a little bit of USDC. Go grab like $50 worth of this, throw it in. You do not have to copy trade me here. I'm not going to be monitoring this until 20 minutes time or whatever. And you should be using the stuff that I've taught you in the DYOR video, but I'm just pointing out that this could be worth looking into. AI. We'll go do $50 here as well. I'm just showing you that it's trending. You may want to get in. This may not go through, but we'll try again. Okay, we're good. Cool. All right. So add liquidity. Just going to go spot, autofill this. Max adds the same amount. And fine. We can check at the end of the question to see how we've done. We're putting in what is our position here. Let's give it a refresh. It will tell us what the dollar value is. And maybe if we're up, we'll just close it. Then I can just show you what we're up at. Okay, we have $108 worth of liquidity. Let's see how we go. All right. A little bit of random news. Scenarium is something I'm not bullish on. However, like if they throw money at the problem or throw money at the ecosystem and you get an airdrop, it's going to be worth it. So I am doing this. The minting is a tiny bit of ETH. You'll have to bridge across there, mint an NFT. Go and do it with a couple of wallets if you've got a little bit of money to spare. And I will do this myself, just putting it on your radar for now. The reason why I'm not bullish on this is because they're centralizing the tokens. So if someone went and released like a token like PS2 and they blocked that contract because it's copyright infringement, that kind of stuff, that's not what a blockchain's about. And it's strange that they can even do that. But it is what it is. So you play. I'm not saying I've ordered one of these. I'm not saying you should go and get one yourself. but Sui's probably going to have outperformed Solana at this stage. It's not going to grow as much as Solana. I'm far more bullish on Solana. I'll have a lot more Solana, but some attention over on Sui. These things, there aren't too many there. They're going to start picking up airdrops, kind of like the Seeker. And if you end up getting one of these, it could be worthwhile. You're not looking at it in terms of $500 worth of Sui, which could be a 10x from this point. You're looking at it like just $500. That's what the pre-order cost is. I ordered one before, and now airdrops are going to come. A couple have kind of come. You can't claim them. You don't have access to private keys, so it's not a perfect kind of situation. But either way, there's stuff happening over on Sui. Also, Kriya. People were asking about this yesterday. They couldn't access this as they were doing cloud maintenance. They scheduled it. It's a little bit unusual. But now there's something coming up. I will do a dedicated video on this. So if you are playing over on Sui and part of this, I'll do a dedicated video today, which will be released tomorrow, because you don't have a whole lot of time before you have to actually claim this. If we can release it today, we will do so. Just not entirely sure if that's going to be possible. You've gone to 5 p.m. to actually burn the mayor points, and we'll go over that. Also, I don't own one of these. Some people will have one of these lucky paws, but if you have one of these, which is not going to be very many people, but if you have one, you can take like a selfie or you can take photos of it and you can start to get some prizes. So I wish I had one of these. Just type in the lucky paw, bonk lucky paw, and you go info luckypaw.app. And every week we'll give out $100 USD in value to one bonk selfie post with their lucky paw. Get as creative as you want. It's just a random thing here. I think it's kind of cool. And if you do have one, you should be good. Now, I said I was going to show you one more thing. Oh, two more things, actually. MetaDAO, very bullish on MetaDAO. The Meta token, I'm going to explain it in more detail. I did a tutorial with Colin. It doesn't have many views. I will link it below. This is on how to vote with JTO in Futagi. I don't want to explain it because it's kind of a little bit in depth. But if you just go to metadao.fi, and if you're bullish on JITO and JITO is freaking, they are probably the goatest of the team, of everyone on Solana. I know Jupuary are goats and Camino are goats, but the amount of revenue that JITO creates via MEV is probably the biggest reason why Solana is so hyped right now. You can come here and you can, currently it is passing. You can come here and you can connect your wallet. You can watch the tutorial. If you're bullish on JTO, you want to buy here, or you want to sell, you want to reject at this market here to push this price down. And this will basically, once it's passed, allow you to stake your JTO and earn a small amount of rewards for being added to the NCN, which we covered in other videos. You can watch them. I'm bullish on them. I will be DCAing into Meta. I'm telling you right now. And I think I need my own video to explain why, because of that, I didn't really communicate well in that last second. But if you're bullish on JTO, if you're bullish, check this out. You don't have to do it, but this is the future of decision-making governance. Now, I was going to show you one more thing. This came from Asari. Asari is fantastic. You can sign up to them. There's normally a link below, and that link will sometimes I think gives you a discount, I believe, and they just have a whole lot of data that really helps us go through stuff. This one in particular is sizing the crypto and AI market. It goes through a whole bunch of metrics, which is all very cool. But this is interesting. The previous cycle, Solana, Luna, AVAX, they had a huge amount of attention. And that was basically the meta. And there were all these different metas. There was meme coin metas and whatnot. Now, when we have a look at the AI, in case you think, I'm late, I'm not going to be able to make any gains, you're early. Nobody understands it yet. In terms of the total market cap of things, the Solana, AVAX, Luna share, circulating market cap share within total crypto of prior metas at their peak. This was 5.3% very successful. DeFi was high. Meme coin, this is December just recently, very high. And currently the AI index share is tiny. And the expectation is it would go to a similar amount. So that's why we're putting more attention into AI. It's just hard to understand it. Okay, let's have a quick look at some questions. This live stream went longer than expected. Apologies. Do you recommend a high fee binstep sold dupe pool for when the dupe airdrop goes live? Bid ask one-sided DCA with Sol because it will likely tank in price with many selling their airdrop. Probably not a bad idea, to be perfectly honest. Typically, and I will show you, we'll take 5 minutes for these questions. Typically, how are we doing here? Not very well. We're not doing bad, we're just not really making much. Typically, when you're having a look at dupe and Sol, there's so much liquidity in here that a high fee will not get a whole lot of value. But if people do start to tank, you can go and jump into a pool like this. You said high fee binstep, yeah, like 100 binstep. We could go with adding a position, bid ask. Let's say we had 20 Sol we wanted to deploy. We wouldn't add any dupe in because we don't want to sell the dupe. And this would go down 50%. But we could make it go down low with another binstep. I think we can go. Why can't we go down? Let's give it a refresh. Sorry. Bid ask 20 Sol, even dropping 50%, that's not going to happen. So then you start to buy it lower, and then it'll trade back out. And because it's at 1% of the 5% pool, people will go through here as they kind of just push through a transaction and accept anything. So that's not a bad idea. It's probably, I have no idea if it's going to work out because it depends on the metrics. A lot of people will be staking it, and there is already quite a bit of TVL. But you're right, 700 million tokens. If 100 million gets sold, it's $100 million worth of volume. And if you're bullish on dupe like I am, if you buy it down, probably not a bad idea. Cool. If there are a bunch of low fee pools, the high fee one won't get much volume. Yeah, that's exactly correct. Until there is, a whole lot of sell pressure, and then all of a sudden, it will be routed into the high fee pool because of the arbitrage difference. And you guys kind of worked out yourself. The Jupiter coin burn is happening in Catstanbull, and anybody is welcome to go to Catstanbull. You just go to, let's use this page, catstanbull.jupe.ag. You have to go get a ticket. The agenda is 30% will be burnt on the 26th, which will be after the dupe airdrop. Remember, this is a bullish event, burning 3 billion tokens. I'm sure there's going to be a whole lot of news here, news on the perp stacks, news on other things. I'm not even sure, but 3 billion tokens burnt then on the 26th. Excuse me. Naruto, okay, coin, cool. You worked everything out. All right, thanks very much for tuning in. That's all today. We'll do a couple of those small little tutorials on the other things that we're talking about, Solarium and Kriya, and we'll be back tomorrow with live news. Cheers. Whoa.